Despite the snow and bitter cold, protesters in Kyiv's Independence Square are going nowhere. They've surrounded the square with blockades and transformed it into a tent city, surviving on donations of food and clothing from supporters. They say they're staying put until the government resigns.
Right now we see that this is the right moment. As we have this chance from the Europe, this is the right time to sign it, because we are kind of doubting that if we don't do this now, there's going to be a chance later.
20 років нічого не робилося.
Another protester said nothing's been done for the past 20 years, and I doubt anything will change very quickly, but it gives us an impetus for change. Elsewhere, hundreds of riot police have positioned themselves outside City Hall, which is occupied by protesters. On Thursday, a court order gave them 5 days to leave or be forced out.
Yo, what's up, world? It is your boy Filonchko, aka Philco, aka Phil, aka Yo Naga, reporting live from Russia. Don't ask why. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Western Ukrainians and Eastern Ukrainians. Now, of course, Ukraine is one country. It doesn't really have a West and an East, like they're separate or something. But apparently, Western Ukrainians have a big, they're known to be very different mentally than Eastern Ukrainians. And from what I'm hearing from people on my wall and stuff, is that Western Ukrainians are more patriotic. They tend to like Russia less. They tend to like Russians less. Because even Sasha told me, odds of a Russian getting hurt in Ukraine is much higher in West Ukraine. So if they find out if you're Russian in West Ukraine, they might want to hit you or something like that, because they like Ukraine much more than Russia and they prefer to be separate. So from what I'm hearing is that most of the people who are protesting are from West Ukraine. They travel from West Ukraine, go all the way to Kyiv, which is in the east part of Ukraine. Even though Ukraine is one, but I just mean, east and west, which is more east of Ukraine. Yeah, east of Ukraine. And that's where the Western Ukrainians are protesting and fighting, because they want the deal to be signed with the European Union or whatnot. And right now I'm asking people, so I'm asking Russian people, and I'm going to read to you some of their responses when I asked what are the difference between Western and Eastern Ukrainians, and they told me this. Here goes the first one. West Ukrainians are more nationalists. They dislike Russians. Okay, that's one. Another one, my good friend Ilya, I call him Wikipedia because he always knows something about everything. I don't know, it's like this dude reads every second of his life. No girlfriend. The dude is a genius. And he just wrote me, so I'll get to that. He said they dislike Russian government mostly, although there are some that dislike Russians for a reason. He said for a reason. He didn't say for no reason. He said for a reason. Now the next comment from someone else, they said, West Ukrainians are more patriotic. They think there isn't any place for Russian language in Ukraine. So what I thought was pretty true from what people told me, that Western Ukrainians are more for Ukrainian language, Ukrainian people, Ukraine being separate from Russia. And I even heard that there were some Ukrainians who helped the Nazis fight Russia. I even heard that. I've heard that too. And that's crazy, but that's what I heard. And you can also look it up. Actually, I've read that there were some Ukrainians that helped the Nazis. Yes, that is a fact. There were some Ukrainians that helped the Nazis invade Russia. Yes, that's definitely true. Because a lot of Ukrainians had a problem with Stalin, because Stalin was killing all the Ukrainians and shit. Right, so yeah. All right, now I'm going to read Ilya's message, because all his messages are good. I told this guy he needs to make a YouTube channel, but I guess he doesn't want to do it. But he said, okay, got to put on my glasses because he kind of wrote a lot. But okay, let's get to it. Okay, here we go. He said, okay, make sure I'm in the camera. There is a difference in mentality, but we are mostly the same, although Eastern Ukrainians are more indifferent. They're, pardon me, house-trained, they're house-trained to be a cattle, to do the master's bidding. Good thing is changing now. While Western Ukrainians are more lively, they actually care for what is going on in the country, and they are more adaptable. So he's basically saying the Eastern Ukrainians, which is where Kyiv is, they'll just follow rules or whatever. They do whatever they're told, basically from Russia, I'm guessing. And the Western Ukrainians they're willing to change, but they love Ukraine and they're patriotic. So that's pretty interesting. So I just wanted you guys to know that on this channel, because right now, Kyiv is just, the center of Kyiv is just, it's on fire. Literally, the shit's on fire. A lot of people going crazy, people dying, reporters, people tortured. I mean, it's just crazy. And there's some other things I know that I can't say right now because I promised my homie who knows everything not to say anything. But I'll wait till he gives me permission to say it. But hopefully things don't go too much don't go any crazier. And I was thinking about even going to Kyiv myself for like 5 or 10 minutes. Make a quick video. Yo, it's crazy out here. They cut off the camera, then I'm leaving. You know, I just want some shots there or whatever. But you know, I don't know. I do want to go and speak to some people because I would just like to understand. I just want to understand a little more. I would love to speak to one of the people who've been out there for days, you know, throwing bottles, Molotov cocktails and doing all this crazy stuff. I want to know exactly what's on their minds. I want to know exactly what's going on. I want to know why. I'm just very curious. Now, people want to know my opinion on this. I don't have one. You know, I'm not Ukrainian. I don't know what's best for Ukraine. I just know a lot of people don't like the president. What I'm hearing, they do not like the Ukrainian president. They do not like him. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know, they don't talk about the president being bad too much in America. In America, on CNN and stuff, what they basically just speak about is, they're basically saying, Russia won't leave Ukraine alone, basically. That's basically how it looks. Like, Ukraine should get away from Russia because, you know, American media likes to make Russia look evil. You know, they hate gay people. Now they're trying to keep Ukrainians when Ukrainians just want freedom. So that's what they're kind of making it look like, but I'm sure there's more to it than that. And I also hear it's not that the Ukrainians are trying to join the European Union. They're trying to sign like a pact or something. You know, they're trying to get just a little closer. They're not necessarily trying to join. And apparently Ukrainians... Isn't he a criminal? The Ukrainian president. He's a criminal.
No.
He didn't rape a girl? This is live TV. Did your president... I'm going to ask and I'm going to keep talking. Did your president rape a girl? I think I heard about this. Or was accused. This is something that I'm sure a lot of Americans don't know. So I'm gonna fill you guys in live because I heard about this. And my homie Ilya right here, I'm gonna make some videos with this guy. You know, after this, I'm gonna make videos with him. Hopefully he agrees because he's smart. He needs to let the world know what's going on. His English is amazing. He kind of speaks like Richard Dawkins a little bit, kind of funny. I don't think he likes when I make fun of him for it, but you know, it's kind of funny. And as I wait for his reply, I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about Ukraine. My first girlfriend was Ukrainian. She's from the west part of Ukraine. She was from it's the west part. I forgot the name of the Deliatin, Ukraine. And they're from the west part of Ukraine. Now, when they come to America, if you call them Russian by accident, it's a problem. Don't ever call a Western Ukrainian Russian by accident. They get mad. And of course, Americans, we don't know the fucking difference. We hear you speaking Ukrainian, we're going to think you're speaking Russian. We hear you speaking Polish, we're probably going to think you're speaking Russian. We don't know the difference. They get mad. And when I said Russian to her by accident, every time she got mad, her family got mad. It's like one of the worst things you could do. They'd rather be called black by accident, Mexican by accident, or even, I don't know, I don't think they want to be called Jewish by accident. But they'd be called anything else besides Russian or Jewish. If you call them those things, they lose their minds. And so that's how Western Ukrainians are. So this a tip for you dudes out there. When you meet a girl and she says she's Ukrainian, try to find out, like this is how you could probably tell she's Ukrainian. Help me if I'm wrong. Just be like, what language do you prefer speaking? Do you prefer speaking Russian or do you prefer speaking Ukrainian? If she prefers speaking Ukrainian, she's most likely from Western Ukraine. If she prefers speaking Russian, she's probably from Eastern Ukraine. And this isn't 100%, it's just that's probably how it is because everyone's saying Western Ukrainians are more for the nation. Okay, here we go. He said, official conviction, bodily harm. But it doesn't matter now because his convictions were officially nullified by the Supreme Court. So he was accused, He was accused, convicted of bodily harm to a female, but then the Supreme Court said, so I would advise all of you Americans to look into the Ukrainian president. Just do some research and try to, like I said, VK.com. You can meet many Ukrainian people. You can meet many Russian people. And trust me, speaking to these people is better than listening to CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, because, you know, they all kind of have an agenda. But when you speak to these people from Western Ukraine and Eastern Ukraine, you get a much more accurate picture of what exactly is going on in their country, all right? So that's basically it. I'm not trying to say I'm the Ukrainian master. I'm just trying to, you know, just give a little basic explanation of what's going on to the Americans who are just curious about it but don't really know what's going on. And I've never been to Ukraine. I was supposed to go, but of course it was canceled. So, that sucks. But hopefully I make it there, right? Now I'm out. Later.